o'clock hustle.
5 to 8, 5 to 12, 5 to 3 until you get back up the next morning.
Every week I got a new idea. Like, why did it take us so long to do this? 5 o'clock.
I was doing that in 2005, but everybody thought it was weird.
5 o'clock.
Oh man, that's awesome.
5 o'clock hustle podcast. Man, they're having so much fun.
Okay, here we are back in action.
Hey,
After many moons, although to you guys, it's going to seem like we never went anywhere because we released the first 6 episodes all at the same time. And it's actually been 6 months since we recorded.
Solid break.
Actually, it hasn't been that long. It's
probably been like
it's been 3 months.
3 or 4 months.
I think it was August last time we recorded. Right now it's November. I can't count, but that sounds pretty close. Anyways, we've been gone a while. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about a couple topics today, including perseverance and creative ambition, like why we do the things we do.
Yeah, and this will be a not as long of an episode. It's just going to be Chris and I, but I think that we wanted to record this because it is really important. What we have gotten out of this, I guess you can call break, is some really great content for the podcast, and we want to kind of release it to you guys so that we're all growing and we're all learning together. So
yeah, and so like let's just get to it. We just got done recording a little blurb, a little bit of ad copy for our new website that I'm super excited about. We've been working really hard on it, and
we're going to talk about that later. We're not going to give that away just yet, but man, I'm very excited about this website.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can just hit the pause button on this episode, and you can jump over to the website and check it out.
But don't do that,
and then come back, and then we can participate together.
I guess that's right.
Anyways,
that's true. But anyway, yeah, we're very excited about it. We've actually got some really good stuff, and it has a bit of break just because we're not wanting to do it. It's just because we've literally got some stuff going on for our brand. So
speaking of that, how you been, man? How you doing?
Dude, I've been good, man. Life is life.
I mean, like last time we were recorded, your wife was, not nearly as pregnant as she is right now.
She is about to blow. Yeah, she's very far along. Our due date is December 30th. It is the 21st today of November.
Almost a month away.
But she is an any day type situation right now. I'm talking wife has been having contractions already. She's almost about
She's already having contractions. What does that even mean?
She had contractions like randomly out of nowhere one day, and we went to the doctor casually. She was like, I'm having some lower back pain. I'm getting a little heavy at the bottom. And we go to the doctor, and she's like, yo, you're having contractions. Like, that's what that is. Because with the first pregnancy with Kanan, my son, he was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Like, she didn't know whether she was having a stomach ache, whether she had to burp, or there was a contraction. Like, he was just like, hey, coming out, here we are, But with baby girl, man, she's giving us a run for our money. So my wife, she was feeling some pain, and she thought maybe, I've just been on my feet too long all day. We go to the doctor. Of course, she's having contractions. And we're just trying to fight that whole having the baby super early thing, because that's just not good.
Sure, that's really scary, but
everything is good. She's on track to deliver maybe 2 weeks before our due date. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking maybe mid-December, so that way we're not in the hospital on Christmas, because that would kind of suck. But she comes out healthy. That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
So that's
what we're all really excited to meet the little one.
Yeah, man.
And it's going to be real fun.
Yeah. And your baby girl was a youngin' the last time we were on here. And she is now an official walker.
She's walking
Chris
around.
Has a mover, y'all.
She's yelling at everybody, like running the house, like she's like been here forever.
Yeah, it's the saying, like, once they start walking or once they start running, that's when they start running your life. That's right. And that's just how it is, man.
She's great. She's the light of my life. And every morning when she gets up, she's like, I just started like, I haven't just started, but I've been training for, like, as you know, for the Spartan races and everything. Mm-hmm. And she always grabs my like Spartan hat that I bought, has the Spartan logo on it, and she goes, "Poppin'!" like Spartan.
Nice.
Like she knows what it is.
Nice.
Like, she looks at all my shit because I have all the gear. Like I bought into the Spartan stuff, and
man.
you know, it's been pretty fun. I'll talk about that. Like this episode, later episodes,
As
probably
you guys
every
know,
episode. But
Chris is a serial hobbyist, but I think that he's found a hobby that he will be a serial like hobbyist at just this one hobby. You know?
like decrease my cereal.
Decrease the cereal. He's
Sticking
maybe just
to my
more
Wheaties.
like Raisin Bran.
I found my Wheaties.
He found his Wheaties. He found his one cereal, guys. And it's Spartan Racing.
And I want to jump into Spartan Race. I'm trying to get somebody in the Spartan world on the podcast. I really want it because like it's a huge like it's a huge community. It's so weird when like you know you didn't even know about a thing before, and then all of a sudden you stumble upon it. And like, there's this gigantic.
Like, oh my God! There's years and years and years and years of this.
Like they've been doing it for years. There's people making millions of dollars like off of like endorsements. Like it's like the NBA, but like they're literally running around on a mountain, jumping over obstacles, diving under the mud and the barbed wire. Yeah. It's a really cool community, and I'm really excited to be a part of it now. And I got another race coming up in a couple of weeks. And
nice, dude. How prepped are you?
You know, like.
Yeah, you're second guessing it already.
Well, it's been like like a lot of stuff has been come about in the past couple of months. You know, like with like work's gotten really busy. You know, but you know that's all about perseverance, man. Yeah. And that's that's a topic I want to like dial in on this episode is talking about like the struggle, not necessarily the struggle, but like you just gotta do it.
It's just the process, I guess you could say. Yeah. The process of going through it.
Yeah. So like when I was it was like a couple of months ago, I had just gotten off doing my first Spartan race at Dodger Stadium. It was really, really fun.
Let me just go off topic a little bit. To all the Dodgers fans, I'm an Angel fan. I didn't want to see the Dodgers win, and it also didn't help that I'm from Houston and that they were going up against the Houston Astros. So just to go against the grain a little bit in the city of LA, way to go Astros. Congratulations on your World Series.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I'll put the address, Dre's address on the website.
Send all the hate mail.
So you can go ahead and send all the hate mail you want.
Sorry, just wanted to put that out there. I'm an Angels fan, though. We made it nowhere near the playoffs, so go on that little tidbit.
Anyways, like literally a couple months ago, I was probably in the best shape of my life coming a couple of weeks after my first Spartan race. You know, like I was running like crazy, and work got really intense. You know, and like I went out of town for almost a week, and then after that, like it's just been dead. But I know this race is like right around the corner. Not only that, right now you can't see it. This is a podcast, and you can't see my shirt. But like I'm wearing a Spartan shirt, and on the back it says Spartan Trifecta in training. Yeah. And Trifecta is like you're running the short distance, and which is like a couple of miles, and the medium distance, which is about 6 miles, and then the really long beast distance is what they call it. And that's a 12-mile race in a mountain in Big Bear with 25 plus obstacles. And that's in May. I know that I'm not ready for that. It's
just that cloud looming over your head.
It's going to be intense, man. And, but like, it's like, I keep talking to myself every day, like, get up. You're going to do the thing. And I've done a couple of things to kind of like persevere. Like I set up a pull-up bar at work. Like I do pull-ups and burpees because burpees is the thing. You got to do 30 burpees if you mess up on an obstacle. But, it's tough, man. Yeah. Like, what is your, like, what, like, because, like, I mean, even with the podcast, like, I was like, let's make 6 episodes of this thing.
The podcast is a great example, as with the Spartan race. And I think it's a very tough line between, I don't want to say a tough line. I guess when you're thinking about perseverance, you're thinking about a lot of people related to having a challenge present itself to you and you weathering that storm. Yeah. You doing exactly what you have to do to just make it through the storm. Putting the umbrella up, putting on the jacket, just waiting for it, waiting it out. And once the storm is over, it's like, yeah, you persevered. But that's not necessarily my definition of it. My definition of perseverance is, like you said, I've got this race coming up in May, but golly, I don't want to get up and go run this 5 miles at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But you get up and do it anyway, because you know that if you're going to be at this race, if you've committed to the race and you got up there at May and you haven't been doing these things, like, you're going to be just doing burpees all day, you know, like
a lot of burpees.
So,
I might not even finish the race.
Exactly.
They might have to wheel me out on I don't know how they're going to get me. Have a helicopter or something.
It's like, and you're in Big Bear, so it's not like you're just driving down the mountain. Like, they literally have to come helicopter and get you. But no, I think that perseverance, honestly, is just like doing the things that you don't want to do in order to do the thing that you want to do. I guess in very
it's
simple.
It's the stoic
and
mentality of like delaying pleasure now for, I guess a greater pleasure later.
Right.
I mean, it
exactly.
sounds kind of weird when I say pleasure that much.
I think of it as like, you say the podcast. I think the podcast is a great example.
We didn't do a great job. Like we were, we were running with it. And then maybe was it planning? Like, I guess that's what it is. That's the trick. You got to figure it out.
You've got to figure it out. And that's the perseverance part, because a lot of people, you have it mapped out, how you think it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But 99.999% of the time, it never happens how you think it's going to happen. Right. There's always going to be something that says, hey, this is actually where you're going to go, like whether that's you're training for a Spartan race and then it's like, oh man, I can only do, like, it's the day before the race and I can only do 15 consistent pull-ups. They require me to do 20, but the perseverance is at that race, mustering up enough, whatever it's in you, you wanting it bad enough to get that 20, even though you can really do 15 in a row. You know what I'm saying? So I think that where you get into the, like when you get into the perseverance talk, it's not situational. I think it's situational as far as the individual and how bad they're wanting to do what it is that they want to do. Like I want to be able to draw, but I don't persevere through art class, because I'm like, it's not that important to me.
Deciding what you're going to persevere for.
Right, exactly.
Because obviously you got your built-ins, like I need a roof over my head.
Exactly.
I need to take care of my family. We need to eat. We need to, we need to have all those key components.
Right.
But then you have, this extra, because we can get, we don't have to do this.
Right.
But we do it because we want to grow.
We want to grow. We believe in it.
And it might, who knows what the future holds when it comes to this kind of stuff. But, it's kind of a cool tool because, we get to learn from all these people who've persevered in their own ways. Mm-hmm. And we can see how that can be comparable to our own lives and kind of correlate and figure our way through by learning from other people. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's a funny topic because we're in the position we're in right now. I mean, we kind of literally started this podcast so we can learn how basically to persevere.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Because we're not self-made millionaires yet.
Right.
We're not some moguls who've got everything figured out. We're the average Joe working 9 to 5s, trying to work our way through stuff and trying to figure out how to get things done.
Right.
Because we've gotten things done to an extent, but not as far as we wanted to.
Right. Exactly. I mean, and there was a time too that you even look at it just with our own personal lives and you doing the training and, with the new baby coming and you with the baby walking and everything that you've got to do, work, getting busier. We're still here doing the podcast today. Yeah. And that's just a small percentage of perseverance, but it's I think that you need that in order to persevere. You also need to see those small victories, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's necessary, but it helps in your perseverance. So if it's something that you really want to do, like how this podcast is something that we really want to do because we really want the knowledge for ourselves. It's kind of a selfish thing to say, but at the same time, when we're giving, when we're getting this knowledge for ourselves, we're also giving it to the people. And that reason alone makes us want to get back up 3-4 months later, and you know.
The worst part for me is like, cause like I have my little angels on my shoulders and my devils, and then I got, you know, my Gary V's on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's just saying, "You just suck, bro."
Yeah, dude. Like,
you just suck.
he's just so real about it. He's just like, "What are you complaining for?" Like.
It's like, yeah, you're not successful because you suck.
Because you suck. He's like, you have every excuse, but like, you've got internet in the air. Like, don't tell me you can't send a Facebook.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, come on,
like,
Gary.
Like straight up, just so you guys know, I love Gary V, but this is not a Gary V podcast.
No, not at all.
We're not Gary V. We're not, you know, we're not gonna pick Snapchat out of the air and say, hey, well, by the way, Gary, you kind of missed that a little bit. Snapchat's not doing a whole real great right now. Yeah. But anyways,
we'll see how he does with the Musically thing.
Yeah,
he's called the Musically thing out, and I'm not seeing it as of now. But he may just be.
They just had some weird like pedophile thing happening on Musically. I don't know what the hell's going on with that app. Whatever.
Gary, you may need to back out, bro. Just looking out for you, man.
Gary, love you, man. I hope you're on the podcast one day, and maybe we can like be podcast buddies or something.
Hey, and when you're on the podcast, because like how honest you are, like we're gonna play this back, and like we're gonna recall Chris calling you a pedophile about Musically.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Gary's a pedophile. I said Musically is filled with pedophiles, and if you're on Musically,
ex facto, you're a pedophile.
I'm sorry, but it's just the way. That's just math.
Gary, we want you to explain this on the podcast, so please. But anyway, man. So I mean, kind of getting back to that perseverance topic, because I think this is a very important topic for our listeners. Like we said, we don't have the answers. We're in search for the answers right now. But we can tell you this. We are in the process of creating something. Mm-hmm. There was a break that was taken.
Yeah.
There was
you know what?
There was a pause in the mission, I guess you could say. A lot of people would have fallen off with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not only the fact that Chris and I have been like best friends since literally 2001 that we come back together. Like it's because we share the same goal as far as this podcast goes, and we won't let each other fall off. So the perseverance there, I believe, is that it's just unfinished business, man. Like we have something that we want to do. So to all our listeners, to the people who are, you know, our 5 O'Clock Hustle, podcast listeners, our 5 O'Clock Hustle followers, perseverance is very, very important, guys. And at the end of the day, this isn't stuff that you have to learn from somebody who comes on the show. This isn't something that you have to learn from somebody who's an expert and has like 200,000 followers on Instagram. This is just basic principles. If you really, really want something, there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things that tell you every single day that you should not do this. And most of them are going to be yourself. The perseverance will be you overcoming those thoughts, those people telling you that you can't do it, and just getting up and doing it anyway because you really, really want to do it.
Sometimes those little bumps in the road are very important.
Oh, dude, they like make the journey what it is.
I mean, like just from, and I'm going back to it, just from our website perspective. Our website is like 100 times better than it was when I first made it.
Oh my God,
you know, because a part of it's because I'm trying to reinvent the wheel here. You know, it's like trying to like code stuff and do everything. Let the pros do what the pros do. You know, like we're using Squarespace right now. They're not a sponsor, but
shout out to Squarespace.
Squarespace is an incredible platform.
Squarespace, we need that sponsorship.
You know, like maybe some affiliate link or something. Like, give us a couple of bucks.
Yeah,
Somebody,
like,
I mean,
10% off your Squarespace.
Yeah.
Promo code hustle. That's what we need. Squarespace.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
Anyways, just like the whole experience of like having those bumps in the road, whether it was, you know, with anything, like it's happening right now for me with the Spartan training. You know, like, you know, I just got back into it with 5 O'Clock Hustle. You know, like sometimes it takes that little bump of the road so you can recalibrate what's important to you. So you can figure out, first of all, like, should I be persevering in this? Second of all, why did I fail the last time? Like, I don't know if you can call it a failure, but like, it was literally like, if we didn't like think anything about it, it could have never happened.
Right.
But you know, we're here, we're recording, we're doing our thing, you know, and hopefully we can, keep persevering, because like, I think there's so much opportunity here for us, like
Absolutely.
just learning from people, like just from that perspective.
Absolutely.
And it's fucking fun just hanging out with you, talking.
Exactly. Maybe like, how many times a year do we get to like do this outside of the podcast? You know,
right.
like it's just fun, man. And honestly, like, for those of you who are like building companies together with your friends or with your family and everything like that, man, like you guys kind of owe it to each other to persevere through whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is that is pausing you. Like I said, me and Chris have been friends for a long, long time, and we're starting this venture together. So it's like, I have to persevere through it for him, and he's got to persevere through it for me, but also we're both persevering through it for you guys. That's the main objective.
I can kind of, like, it's okay if we jump around from topics, but like that kind of parlays a little bit into the creative ambition portion of what I want to talk about, because like part of it is like you're talking about, like we've been friends for a long time, for whatever reason, and in almost all of my projects, I'm always looking for like friends, for people like who like I trust and care about, to like be a part of those things.
Absolutely.
Like it's sort of like really important to me that like when it comes to, Mayview, like, filming Noob Camp,
Right.
Like Chaz Neneker, another great friend of ours, and the Dans, like we creating this like awesome, project that's like, we had perseverance issues like on that end as well. We're keeping it trucking, we're doing our thing, but like part of my creative ambition is to like make my community stronger around me, and
Absolutely.
like, make sure like everything I'm doing for me is gonna like benefit people around me too. Like that's I mean, you got to find why you're doing things.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely like one of the things that like I find really important.
Yeah.
And some people are kind of scared of that when like starting businesses with friends and stuff, like, oh, you don't start businesses with friends, like it's gonna, but like honestly, like I'm gonna hire a stranger and trust them more than the people that I've known for years.
Exactly.
Like it just sounds crazy to me.
Exactly.
But anyways,
and people, they'll advise against it all day long, but I think that, like you said, when it comes to creative ambition, the reason that I'm, the inspiration that I draw from creatively, whether it's within music, whether it's business, it all draws from who I am as a person. And who I am as a person reflects with the people that I grew up with, that I hang out with, that I spend, the majority of my time with. Yeah. So I agree with you when I say, or when you say that everything you do is you want to do it with your friends and everything like that. Like just for me, that's a part of my, creative process, is just thinking about,
and like we respect each other's opinions.
Exactly.
That's another big part of it.
And people, and we respect each other's opinions, filtered or unfiltered, and exactly. Like we're gonna give it to each other straight. Like, no, that's not a good idea. That's blah blah blah. This is how we should do this. I think that we should do this. And there's gonna be disagreements. And like people always say, you're gonna lose friendships. I think that you make friendships stronger when you have that debate about. You guys all have one common goal, but when you have that debate on how to get there and how I would do it and how you would do it, like it kind of strengthens you guys, because you start to learn more and more about each other's thought process. You learn more about each other's, like you said, the creative ambition, what drives this individual, and then you can use those strengths in the right position. You know what I'm saying?
And another really cool part, and this is kind of a different topic than creative ambition. Like we'll try to circle around back to it, but like this friend thing is like kind of interesting. Yeah. Because like when I think about it, we have our failures and our successes. And, when you fail with like a company, everybody's going their own separate ways. It's done. You failed. Like everybody's out of there. It's just over.
Right.
Everybody, but like when you're doing stuff like this with like people and trust, and they've been in your lives and you really care about them, and your close friends, close family, they're not going anywhere. Right. You failed. Like we messed up. Like it's like it's something that we just have to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and move. And like maybe that wasn't it. We got to persevere through it. Yeah. But when you succeed,
oh yeah,
that is like a totally different way of succeeding than with a bunch of people
Absolutely.
that like aren't necessarily like in a part of that inner circle.
Absolutely.
Like that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm like trying. Like I just can't wait till like one day, whether it's through this like podcast or it's through another project that that we do together. Like I just can't wait for that moment to be like, hell yeah, we did that shit.
Dude. Exactly. and I think it's because and the reason that feeling will feel so good is because we all have persevered through so much together,
right,
and separately, and we know each other's struggles that we've gone through together. We know the struggles that we've gone through separately.
Yeah,
we know every challenge, like because we've been so close. Like all of our group of friends, like you and I, like you said, Chad,
just
everybody,
cracking.
Oh, you're doing that?
Just cracking one of these really quick.
Okay.
Don't mind that sound.
Don't mind this sound, guys. We're not doing anything.
But Zevia, guys.
It's like you said, you know that the people that have been working with you to build this have put just as much blood, sweat, and tears in it together. And you see these people who like they'll advise against it and they'll say, oh well, the money came between the friendships and the money came. It's like that's not what it's about for me personally. Like like I think that the money obviously is going to be great when we achieve that, but I think the freedom of being able to get together with my best friends in the world, come up with a creative idea and pursue it and execute it and do like that's where the happiness is for me. That's where the creative ambition for me comes from, is being able to freely and just openly be able to like say, hey man, like I got this idea, like we just came off of this, like it's just so much fun. We celebrated that victory. Now let's go get the next victory. Like imagine like if LeBron James was able to play on the same basketball team as all his best friends. Like his best friends are Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul. Like imagine all four of those guys on the team together. Like they go win a championship. That's going to be the best championship they've ever won. Well, LeBron and D Wade have done it together. But then you have those other two.
Fan, what you're talking about.
But say they all go to the Lakers, right? And it may be a little past their prime now to do that. But I'm saying like 3-4 years ago, maybe like Kobe's on his last leg. He's looking for that 6th championship. LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul are all on one team. They all win a freaking championship together. That celebration is going to be freaking enormous. It's not about the money because they all had to take pay cuts for sure. Yeah. If that scenario happens, they all have to take pay cuts. But just the feeling of that happiness, like of being able to do something with your best friends, the closest people, whether it's your family, whether it's your best friends, whether it's your brother, whether it's me and my brother, my father, we've been chasing this music thing for. When my dad won his Grammy, that was a success for all of us.
We gotta have your dad on too. We're
absolutely going to do that, man. We're absolutely going to do that because
he's got a Curtis like family,
the Curtis
cast.
Music lineage on here. So we're like the Ball family, except for less sports and less obnoxious, but all very, very talented at one thing, and that's music. They're all talented at basketball. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, man, it's just that, like I said, you're willing to persevere through, or you're willing to go through more when you know that the end result is going to be something that's bigger than yourself, and I think that's what a lot of people have to find. Like when you say the creative ambition, it's not just about being creative. Like you can be very, very passionate about art, but what is that art going to do for a young kid who's struggling through whatever he's going through right now? You know, and I think once you find that within whatever it is that you do, whether it's finances, whether it's music, whether it's digital media, whether it's whatever it is, once you find that X factor of why this is important to you, then that's when you'll be able to persevere through everything that it is, because you know that the struggle that you go through to complete this is going to be 10 times more beneficial to X person who is going to be inspired by it. So
yeah, I want to take this opportunity too to tell everybody out there listening, go to our website and find us on find our social media, and join our Facebook groups. If you go to the Start Here button and you listen to our little ad copy, and then
listen to our little spiel, guys.
You click the red pill. You take the red pill. You just take it. Yeah,
If you click the red
you'll
pill.
actually get access to our private secret Facebook group. It's gonna be really fun. But I want you to go to, you can go to the public one, you go to the private one. We prefer the private one because it's gonna be way more fun. And we want to hear your stories of like how you guys have persevered, and we want to hear about your creative ambitions and why you guys do the things you do. Because like we said, we're here to learn. This podcast is just Dre and I, and we're learning from each other right now. But the more people that we have participating in this, the more everyone's going to learn. It's going to just amplify the learning and so much knowledge.
So
Victory,
much knowledge.
success.
So much knowledge.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. We
almost broke the thing.
Uh-oh. Yeah, man. Back to the website. I think that number one, it just looks freaking sweet.
So nice.
Guys. Like, just go to it and just look at what Chris done. He done good. He done
and it's
real
just
good.
gonna get I don't know what state you're gonna see it.
You may see it in its infancy, but it just looks. It really looks really good. And I think that back to what Chris is saying is that we're just doing a lot of cool things, man. We have a lot of cool things in mind, and it's a lot better with community. So we want you guys to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Go back and listen to some of the other episodes.
Yeah, go back and listen to some of the other episodes. There's a lot of we're going to be having a lot of great people on to give y'all a lot of great insights. It's a learning process, exactly like Chris said. Like, we're all sitting here trying to learn. We're not the experts. We're not trying to force anything down your throat saying, hey, we know how to do this. Like, sign up for our thing. It's like, no, literally come over here, get better with us, and then tell us your story, because we want to be a part of that story. Because, like I said, it's a lot better when you succeed with the people that you know, with the people you trust, and the people that you've persevered with. So click on the website, man.
Yeah. And, you can go to the About page. I think we have the best internet. And we're in my garage.
Yeah, we're in Chris's garage right now.
Humble beginnings.
Yes.
But if you go to the About page,
from the bottom, now we're still
you
at
can
the bottom.
you can send us a message. We check it. We see all the emails. So we're gonna see everything that you guys send. But give us some suggestions on how what kind of content you guys want to see. Give us suggestions on what we can do to improve what we're doing here, and give us some tips on how we can persevere if you want. We'll take your we'll take anything from anyone. At this point, this is a learning process for all. But check out the website. It's really cool. Sign up for the newsletter. You can go to the Start Here button, join the secret inner circle group.
Secret inner circle.
Take the red pill. Take the red pill. But
Morpheus group. That's what we're calling it.
We're calling it the Neo. We're calling it the not the Matrix.
Not the Matrix.
Not the Matrix.
Neo at the Matrix.
Are you telling me this is a computer program?
Are you telling me that one half of my brain is fighting the other half of my brain? Gotta love that movie. But anyway, do exactly what Chris just said, because it's very important for you guys to get this content. We're putting out the content whether you're on it or not, so you might as well just scoop it up while we're dropping it, because this is great content.
Like our hang sesh.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out, just Dre and I hanging out.
We're cracking a couple of sodas,
a couple of Zevias, the healthy version of Diet Coke. Maybe.
And this is what honestly, man, if you're listening to this and you are someone who has gone through this and you want to be on the podcast, we want to interview you. We want to talk to you.
And there's this. You want to be a guest?
Do you want to be a guest?
Guess what? Guess what? I got a button for that too. Go to the About page and click the guest booking button, and you can fill out this little form. And then, if it's a good fit, absolutely, we want to have you guys on. So, especially in these early stages, we want to get as many people who are interested in kind of just talking. Really, like we said, we're not the professionals. We don't mind talking to other non-professionals too.
Exactly.
And if you are professional, even better. But let's mix it up, But hit that guest booking button, and you'll you fill out a little form that I have there, talking about what it is if you want to promote something or whatever. We'd love to have you on, whoever on the show, as long as you you got to give. I'm going to vet you a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to vet you.
You can't just be some 12-year-old kid who's going to be, unless you're some genius 12-year-old kid that solved
yeah, but if you're
a crime,
if you're
a crime fighting child,
if you're selling candy at your high school, and you watch Gary Vee videos, maybe give us 4 or 5 years until you build up. You know what I'm saying?
Unless like you sold all the candy.
Not knocking your hustle because that's exactly what you need to be doing. But
or you can come on, but you have to bring the candy.
But you have to bring us candy. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good call.
All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun. Getting back into this whole thing, and we're really excited. Like we're cranking them out.
We're working, man.
It's going to be tough because your kid's going to pop out any second now.
Any second.
But we're going to get as many of these out as we can, and we're going to be releasing them. I hope every week, if not every other week, and. Just stay on board. We're always going to be there. It's just a matter of us persevering, channeling that creative ambition, and getting people to guest book on our website.
Yep. Guys, listen. Please. Feedback. We want to grow this with you. We want to grow this for you. The more we grow, the more you know. So,
hey,
that was a bar, bro.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt.
I'm putting that on
a t-shirt, and you can find that in our store.
In our store. So go ahead and click around that store. Look, y'all, we're really excited about this, and we hope you're excited about it too. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for clicking that red pill. Thank you for taking that red pill. Don't take the blue pill, because then your wife's going to be like, why are you up all night? It's a Viagra. It's a Viagra joke. Sorry, guys. It's poorly timed. But anyway, this is 5 O'Clock Hustle Podcast. Thank y'all for listening.
The 5 O'Clock Hustle Podcast.